Hi guys, this is Mukesh Singh from Woodman Modern School Darbhanga, and in this video I am going to deal with the story The Enemy written by P.L.S. Buck. But before knowing anything, let's first learn about its author. P.L.S. Buck, 26 June 1892 to 6 March 1973, was an American writer and novelist. She is also known by her Chinese name, Shai Zhenju. In 1942, she won Pulitzer Prize for her novel The Good Earth. She was the first American woman to win the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1938 for her rich and truly epic description of peasants' life in China and for her biographical masterpieces. She was a prominent advocate of the rights of women and the minority groups. Now, let's learn about its theme. The story The Enemy deals with the theme of the conflict of duties, the duty towards nation and the duty towards humanity, the duty of a private individual and the duty of a citizen with a sense of nationality and patriotism, the duty towards profession and the duty towards nation. There comes a time in a man's life when one needs to elevate himself from petty considerations of race and nationality and act in human consideration. The story revolves around a Japanese doctor, Dr. Sadao. One fine day, Dr. Sadao and his wife, Hana, see a man washed away by the waves and they immediately go near him to treat him. But when they turn him, they realize that he is a white man, an American prisoner of war. They go in dilemma whether they should treat him or not, because harboring or treating an enemy may put them in danger. But even after that, they decide to treat him. Being prompted by his profession, Sadao decides to operate on him, takes out the bullet from his body, and saves him. Sadao also does his duty as a citizen by informing the general about the American, and when the general fails to send his assassins, he helps the prisoner to escape to the nearby island. The Enemy is a deeply moving story of a Japanese doctor and an American prisoner of war. It depicts the conflict between loyalty to the country and a moral or professional duty to save life. No matter the person in need of medical help is one's own countryman or an enemy. Dr. Sadao had his house built on a rock close to the lovely beach. He has his wife and children. He is an eminent surgeon as well as a scientist. He has discovered a medicine to keep the wound clean so as to heal the wound fast. One day, he sees a wounded white man fainting on the sand. He carries the man to his house. The wounded man, Tom, is bleeding. He needs an operation. As a nationalist, his duty is to hand over the enemy to the Japanese police. But as a doctor, his first duty is to save the dying man's life. Giving shelter and service to an enemy in wartime means inviting trouble, but the doctor takes a chance. He listens to the voice of his conscience and medical ethics. He saves the enemy from death and even helps him move off to a deserted island to make good his escape. The story has a powerful message of love and service. Now let's learn the story line by line. It is the time of the World War. An American prisoner of war is washed ashore in a dying state and is found at the doorstep of a Japanese doctor. Should he see him as a doctor or hand him over to the police or to the army as a patriot? विश्व युद्ध का समय है, वर्ल्ड वॉर चल रहा है. एक अमेरिकी प्रिजनर ऑफ वॉर, एक अमेरिकन प्रिजनर ऑफ वॉर जो है, मरने की स्थिति में एक जापानी डॉक्टर के द्वार तक, उसके दरवाजे तक समुद्र की लहरों के द्वारा बह के आ जाता है. क्या वह डॉक्टर, वह जापानीज़ डॉक्टर, एक डॉक्टर होने के नाते उस अमेरिकन प्रिजनर ऑफ वॉर की जान बचाएगा, या एक देशभक्त होने के कारण या नाते उसे सेना के हवाले कर दे? चलिए देखा जाए. लेट्स सी व्हाट द डॉक्टर डज. तो चलिए देखा जाए कि डॉक्टर क्या करता है. Dr. Sadao's Hoki's house was built on a spot of the Japanese coast here sea coast, नदी का तट, where जहाँ as a little boy he had often played. It means Sadao's Hoki's house was built on a spot of the Japanese sea coast where he had often played when he was a small boy, when he was a small child. The low square stone house. His house was built up of square shaped stone. The low square stone house was set upon rocks, was located upon rocks, well above a narrow beach that was outlined with bent pines. So beach means sea coast, and that beach was outlined with bent pines, and there were bent pine trees on the outlines of the sea beach. That is, that sea beach was surrounded by bent pines. As a boy, Sadao had climbed the pines. When Sadao was a small boy, then he had climbed the pine trees, supporting himself on his bare feet. So, supporting himself on his bare feet, he had already climbed the pines when he was a small boy, as he had seen men do in the South Seas, and he had earlier seen that how men would climb the trees in the South Seas with their bare feet, supporting themselves on their bare feet, and he had also climbed the pine trees. His father had taken him often to the islands of those seas, and never had he failed to say to the little brave boy at his side, "Those islands yonder." Yonder means there at a distance. They are the stepping stones to the future for Japan. Stepping stones means something used as a way to progress to something or somewhere else. So, Sadao's father had often taken him to the islands of those seas, and he had never failed to say to the little brave boy, that is Sadao, from his side, that pointing towards the islands there at a distance. See, pointing towards the islands, he would always say to Sadao that those islands were the stepping stones to the future for Japan. "Where shall we step from them?" Sadao had asked seriously. Then Sadao had asked seriously from his father that where they would step from them, that is, from those islands. "Who knows?" the father had answered. Sadao's father answered, "Who knows?" It means nobody knows. "Who can limit our future?" Means nobody can limit our future. It depends on what we make it. It means our future depends on what we make it. It means what we decide and how we work according to our dream or ambition. It would be our future. It means we ourselves are responsible for our future. So our future depends on what we make it. Sadao's father used to say him. डॉक्टर सदाओ होकी का घर जापानी समुद्र तट पर एक ऐसे स्थान पर बना हुआ था जहां बचपन में सदाओ अक्सर खेला करता था। नीचा चकोर स्क्वायर शेप्ड पत्थरों से निर्मित घर चट्टानों पर लोकेटेड था, सिचुएटेड था, स्थित था। और ये चट्टानें, ये रॉक्स उस नैरो पतला तट से काफ़ी ऊंचा था, और उस बीच के समुद्र तट के चारों ओर झुके हुए ताड़ के वृक्ष थे, पाइन ट्रीज थे। बचपन में सदाओ उन पाइन ट्रीज के वृक्षों पर, ताड़ के वृक्षों पर चढ़ जाता था। नंगे पांव से वह अपना संतुलन बनाए रखता था, जैसे कि उसने दक्षिण सागर में लोगों को नारियल के वृक्षों पर चढ़ते देखा था। उसके पिता उसे अक्सर उन सागरों में स्थित टापुओं पर ले जाया करते थे, तथा वह छोटे बहादुर बालक को यानी कि सदाओ को यह बताना कभी भी नहीं भूलते थे। यानी वह हमेशा बताते थे कि वे टापू, उनको दिखाते हुए कहते थे कि वे टापू ही जापान को भविष्य में ऊंचा उठने में मददगार सिद्ध होंगे। तो सदाओ पूछता था कि हम वहाँ से कहाँ पहुँचेंगे, यानी यहाँ से कहाँ जाएंगे, यहाँ से कहाँ पहुँचेंगे। सदाओ गंभीरतापूर्वक सीरियसली यह सवाल पूछता था अपने फादर से। तो उसके फादर जवाब देते थे कि कौन जाने, यानी कौन जानता है, हु नोज़। उसके पिता का यही जवाब होता था। हमारे भविष्य को भला कौन रोक सकता है, यानी हमारे भविष्य को, हमारे फ्यूचर को कोई लिमिट नहीं कर सकता, रोक नहीं सकता। वह तो हमारे अपने कर्मों पर निर्भर करता है। उसके फादर कहा करते थे कि हमारा भविष्य हमारे अपनों कर्मों पर, हमारे अपने काम पर डिपेंड करता है कि हम कैसा अपना भविष्य बनाते हैं। यह हमारे काम पर निर्भर करता है। उसके फादर हमेशा यह कहा करते थे।